The second part, physically, how to control anxiety. Now, again, anxiety is caused by consistently thinking of negative thoughts, and they eventually start, interfering our daily life, start interfering our work, personal life, things like that. Physically, what we need to do, we need to keep ourselves busy. I mean, imagine a day at work, sales department or something like that. You have all these clients coming in, right? And you don't even get the chance to think about the problem or about a bill that you have to pay. You might think about it for a second, but we are so busy with people. We are so consistently talking over the phone, emails coming in, things like that. Or a busy day at work when you have a project up there, a big presentation and running around and things like that. So we are not really worried about that car payment or the mortgage and things like that. We are literally focused on that agenda that we are working on, right? So physically, we have to stay active. If I'm just gonna sit there and I'm gonna think about things and think about things and think about things, I mean, how long can one think about things, right? We have to, at some point, start the process. And by doing the physical activity, what happens is once we start moving towards the task, all those things that are causing us anxiety or the fear of failure, once we accept that, whatever we do, if it works out, if it doesn't work out, if it works out, I'm gonna be happy, I'm gonna move to the next step. If it doesn't work out, I'm gonna learn the lesson and still move to the next step and fix it to the way where I can reach my goal. So physically, we have to keep ourselves engaged in different tasks. When we don't have time to think about these negative things, when we don't, and we are actually engaged in our life, in the morning, if you make a routine, like at between 10 and 12, I'm gonna do this, 1 and 3, I'm gonna do this, 3 and 5, I'm gonna do this, 6 and 7, I'm gonna do this, and from 9 to 10, I'm gonna think about all my issues that I have, and I'm gonna try to find a solution to it, right? Now, during those work, and if we just jump from one task to another task and consistently go on completion of those, right? Even if the thoughts come in the mind, we already told ourselves, listen, I'm gonna think about it later on, I don't have time for it right now, I need to finish these tasks. More than likely, once we train our mind, it doesn't even happen, like it started becoming less and less and less, but going through the task keeps us engaged. Instead of thinking and sitting and just being worried about it, and just finding people that we can actually talk and become more negative, we should instead work on our physical activities, go for exercise, go for a walk, go for swimmings, go out to nature, like go on a mountain for a hike. Like it always helps. Nature, connecting with nature always helps. You're able to get that energy from the source. So physically, we can do things that will actually help us with our anxious mind. We can keep ourselves engaged in doing tasks, in busy state, exercise, work, some other projects that we want to do. Because if you don't have time to think about things like that, more than likely you're not going to be anxious about it. If you're just consistently doing it, you're consistently going through it, you really don't have time to think about it, right? So physically to deal with anxiety, we have to stay more active and find more and more tasks and keep ourselves busy so we don't get crazy all the time, right? There's no point. It's something that we cannot control. Future, we cannot control. We can only work hard. We can have good intentions. We can make a good plan for it. But if there's still a high probability things might not turn the way we think because our perception is one way, but things could be completely different, right? So we have to be mentally, physically ready for these kind of things instead of fearing about it, instead of, just nagging about it, instead of consistently thinking about it, that something this happened, if that happened, that happened. We should accept different scenarios and just move on.